Hi, what y'all doing today? It's Monday, the 6th of October, and in what I would normally refer to as my Bonnie Dundee, but Dundee ain't that Bonnie today. It is 5 past 3 p.m., and I had planned on going to sit out in the garden with my book and stuff, the way I normally do. But by the time I finished my household chores and ran a few errands and everything, it did what it's been doing for the past 5 or 6 days. It's gone all dark and windy. So I ended up not going outside. I've been sitting here watching TV, talking to a few friends online. I was trying to finish watching Netflix's Monster. If you have Netflix and you've been following the series, they have this series called Monster where they do episodes about serial killers, famous serial killers. So they've covered the, not even serial killers, just famous killers. So they've covered the Menendez brothers, and you will know they're fighting, to get their sentences overturned, and they've done Jeffrey Dahmer, and right now they're doing Ed Gein, the butcher of Plainfield. And for those who are unaware of who that is, and I have several friends who don't know who that is, Ed Gein is the guy that Alfred Hitchcock's movie Psycho was based on, and the original Toby Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based on. And there's somebody else, but I can't think of him right now. Anyway, I was dying for this to come out when they announced like a year ago that they were going to do this. I'm like, good. And as the time got closer, Netflix will send you reminders and you can set up a reminder. So I've been watching it and I'm 10 minutes into episode 5. And as badly as I wanted to watch it, I don't like it. There have been people in the internet, netizens, who have claimed this is Ryan Murphy's worst production. Ryan Murphy did American Horror Story, which was brilliant, and Nip Tuck, which was brilliant. But this is kind of like, despite Charlie Hunnam, and that's the only reason why I wanted to watch it. It's just, so. As a rule, because I'm anal like that, if I start something, a book, a movie, I tend to finish it because I don't like to leave stuff half done. But I don't think I'm going to finish this. So if you decide to watch it, let me know because I'm not liking it. So as I said, it's well, we all know it's October, and it's dull and gray, and for my own personal reasons, I'm not that fond of it, October. Apart from the fact that the days get shorter, and this is the month when we will go into the clocks turning back, and even though it means more sleep, that's not a problem for me because I haven't slept straight through the night. God, since I was like 56 years old, I've done that thing. A lot of elderly people, maybe your grandparents, maybe your parents, will tell you that they do. They don't sleep straight through the night anymore. So, but it's okay. I just, I'll get up, go to the loo, because once you reach a certain age, you always got to go to the loo. It's like being pregnant. And I'm not even pregnant, but I have to go to the loo a lot, especially at night. So, having decided to not finish watching Ed Gein Monster on Netflix, I spent the day watching documentaries, and I think I'm going to have to stop watching documentaries. I watched this truly terrifying documentary called The American War Against Women. And it was truly terrifying. And it's based on everything that's happened in the past 8 to 10 months since a certain person got into office again. And his administration really is trying to undo, and they started doing it with overturning Roe v. Wade. All the gains women have made since the 1950s. I find that terrifying. This is one of the reasons why I didn't finish watching The Handmaid's Tale when that came out as a series. I read the book years ago, and I must have been like 15 or 16. It terrified me then because I could see that shit happening. And watching it now from far away in another country happening, it scares me. It worries me for my many nieces and nephews and my friends who have daughters and stuff. So I watched that. And then on the heels of that, don't ask me why, it just popped up. If you watch YouTube a lot, you'll watch one thing and then you'll click home and then it goes back to recommendations. So the next thing that popped up was this documentary on the manosphere. Now, if you're in the UK, you'll be aware that there was this thing on Netflix called Adolescence with one of my favorite British actors, Stephen Graham. And it won all kinds of awards. And it's basically, in a nutshell, this 13-year-old boy who kills a female classmate of his because she doesn't like him back as much as he liked her. And it basically deals with, the whole Andrew Tate culture and the incel culture. So the documentary that I watched was about, in fact, it's called Passport Bros. And it's about men in America who travel to Asia to get women. Supposedly they're seeking true love, but they go to Asia to get it because American women aren't feminine enough, i.e., submissive. So this was like a 90-minute documentary, and it just made me sad. Now, having said that, I will admit that I felt before watching this, I felt maybe 5 or 6 years ago, working with young people, that maybe the whole feminist movement had gotten some things wrong. And I realized as a woman particularly, as a woman of color, that this may sound a bit traitorous, but one of the things this documentary mentioned was that young men today have no idea of how to be a man. Social media changed the game. They see all this stuff, they see all this porn and all this, you know, crap, this stuff about how women in other countries, Asia, the Philippines, Thailand, blah, 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 are a lot more submissive than American women. They read all this stuff about how, in on the internet, there's all this stuff too from the feminist websites. I don't need a man. I make more money than a man. What do I need a man for? And somehow the lines have been lost. Men don't know how to be men, and women, now that they have gained a certain amount of equality, you know, and not everybody is like that. There are still good men, like there are still good women, but I just found it really depressing, watching it. But it was, at the same time that it was depressing, it was intriguing. So I watched it. It made me glad, though, particularly the first documentary, the one on how the rules are changing for women in America. It made me really, really glad that I stuck to my guns and never had children. There seems to be, at the moment, a huge global backlash against feminism. It's not just America, it's the UK, it's, parts of Europe. It's big. So, anyway, it made me glad, that I stuck to my guns, even though I've been married twice and never had children. And it solidifies my decision that, I'm done. When my last partner and I broke up, I decided that that was it. So, other than that, not much is happening. Um, I did another load of laundry today, and I wrote a poem, which I'm not sure if I want to share with you or not. October is not a good month for me. Apart from the fact of Halloween, I love Halloween. And October gives me an excuse to indulge in horror movies without apologies. Not that your girl ever apologizes for shit anyway. But I don't like October for deeply personal reasons. I lost somebody I loved a great deal in October. And I've struggled with it for the rest of my life. Today is, I won't say anniversary, because anniversary is something you celebrate. And I don't celebrate this date. 36 years ago today, this person whom I love beyond all reason, he died. So October's not a good month for me. It's cold, it's dark, it's windy, it's wet. My nightmares and, messed up dreams and stuff return. every year for 36 years. So, if my posting is sketchy this month, it's because there's literally days when I can't do it. Having said that, and I apologize for the length of this video because I realize that normally I don't make videos longer than 8 minutes, and this one is now at 15 minutes 40 seconds. I will share this poem with you, and it's called 36 Years. She never welcomes October, early darkness, blue-gray skies, thoughts of bitterly learned lessons, and a reminder of how time flies. It's a month that leaves her cold, though she's fond of Halloween. The horror films she watches fail to wipe her conscience clean. It's always in October that the dreams return, and she awakens wondering if she'll forever yearn. She really hates October, with its nightly dreams of kisses, dancing, rumpled beds, so many things she misses. She remembers snow and laughter, sex fueled by cocaine, love that wasn't meant to be, struggles to move beyond pain. But the hands on the clock move forward. In spite of grief, despite her tears, like Elton said, she's still standing. And she's grown a lot in 36 years. It was hard for me to read that. I hope you liked it. The poem is called 36 Years. Very few people will know what I'm talking about, but that doesn't matter. I got it out. And having gotten that out, that's your girl out. Until I drop my next video, please stay safe and live well. And thank you for watching.